Hey everybody, welcome to Update Quaternarius, which I think sounds awesome. I once again went to Google Translate and picked another language, which should be pretty apparent. I hope probably a lot more people will be able to get this one. Update Quaternarius, update number 4. Let's go. Actually, I'm going to try and keep this really short. Not going to be hopefully another really long one like update number 2. But there's a couple things to talk about, so let's just get right into it. One, just very, very quick, simple little thing. The Artipia stuff, they went last week on Sunday as planned, and wow, they were gone instantly, like in less than 6 seconds. I mean, I knew they were going to go, but I did not expect that was going to happen. But boom, they were gone. Although it's weird, one of the guys who actually got it, about 2 hours afterwards, he ended up backing back out, and then somebody else grabbed it in like less than a minute. And I didn't know if that meant somebody else was just hovering for 2 hours hoping, but anyway, they're gone, and so congratulations to people who got them. Especially the backer with the magic cats, whose magical, psychic cats intuited what was happening and woke her up just in time to get one. But anyway, I just wanted to say, for folks who didn't get in on it and really, really wanted to, it's just a little FYI, if you were really interested in Among the Stars, if that's what you were hoping to back for, that's actually on Kickstarter right now. Artipia Games is doing another print run, and it's on Kickstarter, so if you were really hoping to get that game, you still can. And you can just go find that on Kickstarter very easily, just do a search for Among the Stars. Now, of course, maybe you were backing at that level because you wanted Archon or Briefcase or something like that. I don't know. But if it was Among the Stars, I just wanted a quickie little FYI. I should have actually mentioned in the last update, but at that point, I didn't even realize it was. But then somebody pointed out, hey, Richie, you know it is. And so I figured I should probably mention that just for people so they could know. Anyway. So that was a quickie. Here's the next quickie. I've mentioned this off and on over the last few updates because there have been quite a few people who were very bummed that, in the initial rush of backers, that all the assistant director levels went just like that as well. Those are the ones where, in addition to all the regular voting rights there, you get to pick one game, from my huge collection of hundreds of games, all of them excellent, that, one game to cover regardless of votes. And, because that was a very popular one, they all went very, very quick, and a lot of people would have really liked to have gotten in on that. And so I've talked about doing, like an alternative thing, a star chamber and stuff like that, and I've backed away from that again. I mentioned before, I'm backing away from that, and you can read about why. There's a big discussion on it in the Board Game Geek thread about this Kickstarter campaign. The links are in the show notes if you want to go read that. But I've been thinking about it more, and what I've decided is I'm going to open up 6 more of those assistant director positions. So, I don't know if there are still 6 people out there in the world who wanted to be able to have the opportunity to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. 6 more are going to open up, and I'm going to do basically the same kind of thing, giving you advance warning right now. So, just in case there's a land rush on these, although again, I can't imagine there would be one, but just in case, I'm letting you know now that give or take a few minutes, I am going to be putting 3 of those 6 up tomorrow. What is the date tomorrow? Tomorrow, Sunday 13th at 10 a.m. Malta time. Which I think is Greenwich Mean Time +1, but definitely, go do a search for what time is it in Malta just to make sure you know what our relative time difference is between wherever you are and where I am. But 10 a.m. Malta time, I'm going to put 3 of those up. And then, again, on Sunday, the 13th, at 7 p.m. Malta time, I'm going to put the other 3 up. And, I kind of wish I'd done this with the Artipia things because it was really unfair to people in the Far East and Australia because they were asleep when, nobody was going to stay up till crazy 3 o'clock in the morning to try and get those. So that's why I'm splitting into 2. If there's people, in Australia, in Japan, wherever it might be, way off on that side of the world, that's what the 10 a.m. one is for. And for people out, in America, and out to the West, that's what the 7 p.m. one is for. So just FYI, if you were looking for that, 10 a.m. Malta time and 7 p.m. Malta time, a handful of those assistant director positions will open up. Just FYI. And like I said, maybe at this point, everybody who wanted it has gotten it because, some people have backed out, other people have grabbed them. But I'm just going to throw them up there. Just wanted to give you advanced warning now. And now, those are the quickies. Now, here's the big topic, topic number 3. Although again, I'll try to be succinct. I will try to stifle my urge to just blather on and on, although I am actually doing that now. So let's just cut right to the chase. recently in that Board Game Geek discussion thread about this Kickstarter campaign, a topic of conversation came up about, hey Rich, what's going to happen if there's any overage, if there's excess funds? Because as it stands right now, the funds for this campaign are pretty much covered up to about $14,000, but as you can see, we're hovering around $16,500. So what's going to happen with that other $2,500? Well, first of all, the obvious thing is of that $2,500, give or take, probably around 1,000 of it is going to go into Kickstarter and Amazon.com fees anyway. So just, I don't know exactly what it is. I can't know until it actually happens because there's variable numbers for how much Amazon will withdraw depending on what types of credit cards people use and stuff like that. But anyway, so I reckon of that 2,500, it's really 1,500 we're talking about. So, but this question still remains, Rich, what of that 1,500? Where's that going to go? Because you don't have any more stretch goals. And I have to admit at this point, I'm really not inclined to do anymore, but it left the question open. So a long, very passionate discussion and at some points debate started on that thread on this very topic that went on for a few days. If you like, you can go read about it in the thread. But after much soul searching and much typing on my tiny little Samsung NC10 keyboard into that thread, I've gone on ahead and decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slight addendum to the front page of this Kickstarter campaign, where it currently says basically words to the effect of all the funds for raised for this go for Rahdo runs through 2014 filming season. A trip to Essen, the stretch goals, etc., etc. And that's all it says. It doesn't say anything about the overage. It just talks about 2014. I'm going to add a little thing that basically says any excess left over at the end of this year's filming will basically go to me and Jen as a salary. Very, very tiny salary. At this point, we're talking about maybe $1,500, and honestly, I'd be willing to bet it's going to be less than that. It's going to be maybe $1,000 after other incidental expenses like customs charges or various sundry things get paid for out of this fund. But it still signifies a very, very fundamental shift for me. Up until now, last year's Kickstarter and this year's Kickstarter, up until now, I haven't made a red cent off of this. Yes, I've been getting a lot of games, but if I kept those games, or if I sold them in auction, that money just went right back into the Kickstarter campaign, or into the Rahdo runs through fund. So I've always kind of felt like this is a non-profit organization that I am running. We're not doing this for anything other than getting the latest and greatest games. But I've decided to make this change, and again, you can read the thread to read more about why. But really, in a nutshell, I think more than anything else, it's just because it makes it clean and simple. There were a million things discussed, and there's a million ways it could go, but it just seems like since every other Kickstarter campaign in the universe functions this way, and I'm the only weird guy who says, oh, I get a profit. Oh, what am I going to do? It's obvious what I should do with a profit. And of course, a lot of backers think it's pretty obvious too. They want, they firmly believe that, Jen and I should make some meager profit off of this endeavor. So I'm going to go on ahead and do that. I'm going to make the change. And the reason I'm letting you guys know this now, I want to be totally upfront, totally transparent, full disclosure, because maybe some folks out there who have backed won't agree with this change, and I want to give you ample opportunity to know so you could pull out if you fundamentally didn't agree, if you don't want to see me make a profit off of Rahdo Runs Through. Again, a very small profit, but a profit nonetheless. If you disagree with that, if you think that's inappropriate, hopefully there's still 4 days left on the campaign. You will see this in time. You'll get an email notification about it, and you can make an appropriate decision that's right for you. And so, that's it. That's the big thing I wanted to throw out there. I'm sure a lot of people are saying, well, it's about time. I know a lot of people are, because they think I've been crazy to steadfastly try to stay away from, making any money off of this. But that's where I've been up till now. This signals a change. We'll see what happens in the future, but just felt it was right to give you an idea. And thus ends Update Quatunarius. Although, actually, that's only 3 updates, isn't it? And Quatunarius is so cool. What's the 4th update? The beagles are cute. That's all. They're asleep. Jen's back. Not that has anything to do with anything, but Jen is back on the 15th, and I have missed her so terribly much, and I'm so excited she is going to be back. And that's really that's not much of a Rahdo Runster update anyway. But anyway, that's all I got. That was 4 updates in Update Quadrenarius. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, any comments, questions, concerns, please let me know. You know, post in the thread wherever you see this video, and I will definitely answer any questions you've got. And again, thank you so much for your continued support. It means so much to me and Jen. You know, whether it's monetary or whether it's just, you know, well wishes or just little stories about how my videos have made your game playing better. I absolutely love that kind of stuff. And thank you for all the well wishing that you guys send my way. It's very gratifying to know you guys enjoy Rahdo Runs Through this much. So thanks for watching, everybody. As always, I will talk to you soon. Have a very nice day. You know what's coming. Bye-bye.